Hey guys, so today I thought that I would try some new high-end products. These may be new to the market or just new to me, I'm not exactly sure, but if you guys are curious to see what I think of the products in the thumbnail picture, then just keep watching. Okay, so let me just start off by telling you what's in my hair. I have the IGK Ombre Highlight Spray in Mia in my hair. It kind of gives me like this kind of coppery shine to my hair. It's really pretty, but I am noticing that when you touch your hair, you get like a little bit of shimmer on your hair, on your hands. So like not horrible, but that's why the hair is up, so it won't be on my clothes. But it's fun. I got it on clearance at TJ Maxx for $6. They had a purple one and a pink one. I just picked up this one. So this is really cute. I'm trying to decide if I want to dye my hair brown with a little hint of orange, brown with a hint of red, or if I want to just do like strawberry blonde. I feel like this is more like strawberry blonde, and I'm not sure if I'm loving it, so this is a temporary way for me to figure out what kind of hair color I want to try. Anyway, I digress. So let's start off with the Smashbox primer. This is the Photo Finish Minimize Pores Primer. For normal to oily skin, just says smooth over clean, moisturized skin. So let's try this. It's been a while since I've tried a Smashbox primer other than their primer water. It's very thick and it's like flesh tone. It looks a little bit gunky actually, like it's kind of building up in the hairs on my arm. All right, so I might just have to pat this one in sparingly because it does smooth, but using too much it's like balling up. So this reminds me a lot of the Benefit Porefessional. This is definitely not going to add any hydration, which is why it recommends applying this after your moisturizer. So we will see what that does. And then the rest are products for after foundation, so I'm going to hop off, add a little foundation, and I'll be back to show you the powder, the blush, the highlight, and then finish up the eyes. Be right back. Okay guys, it is now pouring here while I'm trying to film, and as mentioned before, we have a skylight right above my makeup area. So I've plugged in my microphone to try to diminish some of the rain sound, but if you hear it, I'm sorry. I will do my best to speak louder. Okay, so I went ahead and applied the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Foundation because I know that it works. So I wanted to apply something that I was familiar with, and then I applied a little bit of the Ulta Full Coverage Concealer under the eyes, and that is it. So now it is time to try the Pretty Vulgar, the Powder Room Matte About It Translucent Setting Powder. The packaging is beautiful, and I have a Real Techniques kabuki brush and a crown brush that I use for setting the under eye. So I'm going to start by kind of swatching it and see how dark this powder is. Oh, cute. It comes with a little puff. I might have to try that too. It feels very, very soft. This is what it looks like. On my skin, it looks like it has like a pore filling effect. Looks pretty translucent, so far so good. I'm going to start with the under eye area, and I will just do one and see if it changes the color of the concealer. I'm just going to go ahead and set this side of my face with this brush as well. All right, let me look in a mirror and see if there's a difference between the two sides right now as far as color, as far as cakiness goes. It did smooth things out, like my skin looks really smooth. I don't think that it changed the color. It's looking a little drier along the hairline and between the eyebrows. But that could just be the primer because it's looking a little dry here. I don't know, so far so good, so let me do a flash test and see if there is flashback. So I think there may be a tiny bit of flashback with this powder. This side just seemed a bit whiter than this side, so I would say use sparingly. Now let me try it with their little puff to finish the other side of my face. Okay, so you can see that my face looks a bit whiter and brighter. I mean, granted, I do have the ring light straight ahead. I feel like it darkened the under eyes just a little bit, but my face looks really smooth. The areas that I put the primer, I feel like look a little cakier. So perhaps I just need to be better hydrated before I put that primer on. Right now my skin is looking a little thick, like the makeup's looking a little heavy right here, along my hairline, sides of my mouth. So I don't know if it was the primer or the powder, but I will try both of them again. But anyway, let's move on to the next product. I have blush. I have three different blush options from Japonesque. These are the Velvet Touch blushes. Okay, so the fronts of these all have like a pink and red and cream kind of like marbly watercolory design, which is very standard with their packaging. So let's take a look at the colors here. Okay, number 5 looks more like a bronzer. Number 6 also looks like a bronzer. These were sent to me, so I haven't looked at them yet. And number 2 is the only blush color I could probably use. So let me swatch them first. They're super, super soft. That's actually a really pretty color. So that's number 2. Here is number 6, which could probably be a bronzer. And number 5, which has some shimmer to it. So if you like kind of bronzy looking blushes, you might like these two, but for me, I'm going to say that this is going to be the only one that will work for me today. I might try a touch of the others for like a warmth, but not for a blush. I'm going to just grab my Sonia Kashuk blush brush, go into number 2, and dust them on here. It's a really nice kind of subtle flush to the skin, very natural looking. Okay, now I think I'm going to take a like contour brush and see what I can do with the other two. Okay, so first we're going to start with number 6, which is the dark one, and see what happens with this. Yeah, that's definitely too warm for a bronzer or contour. It's definitely meant to be like a warm brown blush. So that's not going to work for this. So let me try to get rid of some of this on my face. Okay, I think we fixed it. So then I'm guessing that number 5 probably won't work either, but I will dust a little bit of this around my forehead where I don't really mind if there's a little bit of shimmer. Okay, so that just adds like a subtle warmth to the forehead. So let me hop off, add some real bronzer, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and added a little bit of the Bare Minerals Invisible Bronze Fair to Light just to kind of warm up the skin a bit. I love this one. Now let's jump into highlights, and we have the Color Illuminating Compact from Amore Pacific. They make some beautiful face products. I love their cushion highlights, and their Radiance blushers are some of my favorites. Okay, so this comes in their standard like silver packaging. Inside you get a little Amore Pacific brush, and this is what it looks like. So it looks like we've got more like peachy champagnes, maybe bronze, and then like a golden shade over here. So I'd like to swatch them first. So these are the 3 shades. We've got the light, the dark, and then kind of a middle shade. So this is what they look like. So we have the lightest shade here, the deepest shade, and then kind of the in-between shade. So these are the different shades in this Illuminating Compact, and I think I'm only going to be able to use this one. None of them are super bright, so we will see what they look like. Actually, let me swirl them all together and see what you get. That's pretty, but still a little dark for me. So this was the first shade, the second shade, the third shade, and swirled together. So I think I'm just going to go into the lightest shade on this corner over here and see what happens. This may be more of like an all-over glow powder, which I will also try that. Because with this fan brush, not really anything is coming off. Okay, so I don't think this is meant to be like a highlighter. Illuminating Powder Trio for flawless glowing finish. Use brush to apply subtle contour and glow along the temples, hollows of the cheek, and jawline. This is meant to be a contour. As a contour, let's see. I'm going to go in with our little brush. I feel like it's too warm to be a contour. Okay, so as a highlight, this is not really working. As a contour, I feel like it's too warm, but perhaps as a bronzer. So I'm just gonna dip in with the same brush we used before and just kind of go over what we did before. Okay, so it's a really pretty kind of bronzer. I would not say contour. It's a little too warm tone to be a contour, and it's also shimmery. But as a bronzer, you can kind of see the glow on this side of my face versus this side. Has a nice glow to it up here. So this is a really nice glowing bronzer, I would say. I would say this is not really a highlight, but perhaps it could be an all-over glow powder as well. So let me grab an all-over glow powder brush. I use this little one from Wet n Wild as like my glow powder brush. I am going to just dip into this side over here and see if I can make that like an all-over glowy powder. Okay, so it adds like an all-over glow, which is nice. I would probably avoid this center color, which is hard to do for an all-over glow powder. But this is a really nice kind of subtle shimmer bronzer. Sorry about that, I had a phone call from my mama, so while I was talking to her, I put a little brow gel in my brows just so they don't look quite so invisible. So as I was saying, this doesn't really work as a highlight. So even though it says an illuminating compact, it's more of a shimmery bronzer or all over glow powder. It's not a strobing highlight. I honestly can't even get any glow really to show up. It's more of just like a sheen on the skin. So with that being said, this is not a highlight, but it's a very pretty shimmering bronzer, and I think I will continue using it, especially on my forehead. I really like the way that looks. And in like an all over glow powder when I have a little bit more color on my skin, because it's a little bit dark swirled together for my entire face. But I do like this product. The next product is the mascara, but I need to finish my eyes first, so I'll be right back. Okay, so the lower lash line is done. Time to try this Giorgio Armani Black Ecstasy Total Effect Intensity Mascara. That's all it says. And it's in the shade black. Oh, it's in the shade Obsidian Black. I have never tried an Armani mascara before. It looks fancy. It's got like the red and silver Giorgio Armani logo, the standard like ovally oblong packaging. Let's see. Ooh, it's a red wand. That's a little spooky off the bat. Not red mascara, okay. Let me just make sure the wand is coated here, which it looks like it is. This is what it looks like. It looks like a pretty standard kind of tapered round mascara wand. We'll see what it does for the eyes. So as always, I brush down on the tops of my lashes and then brush up. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so that is one coat of this mascara on the top lashes. I feel like I need more product on the wand. Let's try again. Okay, it's giving me some volume, not really much in the length department. Let's try one more coat. Okay, 3 layers or 3 coats of mascara gives me my desired lash look. As mentioned, I do have some that will do this in one coat. Let's try the lower lashes. Okay, it worked really well for the lower lashes. I mean, one coat and done on the bottom. So that is excellent. So let me finish up the other eye and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. Okay, so this is how my lashes look after 3 coats of this Giorgio Armani mascara. I like the end look. It didn't start getting clumpy. It gave me nice kind of fanned out lashes. 3 coats, which I feel like is more work than it has to be, but the end result is nice, so I really can't complain. So let me show you what they look like. So I like the end result. Let's do the rundown of the new high-end products that I tried today. The Smashbox Photo Finish Minimizing Pores Primer. It's a little thick, a little heavy. I would have to use this on top of a really rich moisturizer, I feel like. Otherwise, it starts to make my skin look a little bit cakey and dry. So I will try this again on top of like an intense serum, maybe facial oil, moisturizer, and see what I think. So right now I'm on the fence about this one, but it did blur the pores, so have to give it that. The Pretty Vulgar powder, I think it's nice. It smoothed out my skin. As mentioned, I have a little bit of like dry cakiness in certain areas, which could be the primer, could be the lack of moisturizer. So I'm going to try this one again. First impressions, it's smoothing, that's for sure. It did help to kind of minimize pores, so if those are problems for you, you might want to check this one out. But I will let you know about if it makes my skin look drier or cakier as I use it more. The blush I am in love with. This is a beautiful color. This is number 2 from Japonesque. I think that it gave me such a natural flush to the cheeks. It's like the perfect color for my skin tone. So I love this and will probably be using it very often. The Amore Pacific Illuminating Compact. While I thought it was a highlight, it is not. It's actually a shimmery bronzer all over glow powder. So used in that way, it was a success. As a highlight, it was a flop. But if I had read it ahead of time and read the instructions, I would have noticed that they mean for it more as a contour, which was not successful, but as a shimmery bronzer or like a glow powder, I do like this. And finally, the Giorgio Armani mascara. 3 coats. I like the end result. I have decent lashes naturally. They're not super long, but I have a good amount of them. So when they're fanned out and blackened like this, they look really nice. So I'm going to say that this is a good mascara, but if you're looking for something that's like 1 coat and done, you might want to skip this one and go for something a little more affordable, like the Total Temptation mascara from Maybelline, the Lash Paradise from L'Oreal, the Unlimited mascara from L'Oreal, or some of the Essence mascaras like the Get Big or the Princess mascaras. But it's nice. I just don't think that it's worth the high price tag for what it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed my first impressions of these new high-end cosmetic products. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and as always, I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.